Danielle, Jamie, thank you so much for joining. Congratulations. Has it turned out the way you thought it was going to, Danielle?
Yeah, they were just like the coolest scripts. They were so fun to read. It's wild. You get every spectrum of emotion. Like, I truly couldn't tell you what the genre is. It's kind of just every genre.
But I mean, these characters, like you play sort of these dark characters. Is that a constant choice for you, that you like that sort of stuff?
Not really. I feel like we don't know if he's dark really yet.
Fair point, yes.
I think he seems like quite a very friendly, innocent dude at this stage. Who's found himself in some sort of remarkable situation in the middle of very far from his homeland, and all will be revealed over 6 hours if he's a nice guy or not. But I'm drawn to roles that are challenging and interesting and ask a lot of questions of the human psyche, I guess. But yeah, it's an entertaining 6 hours of television, certainly.
Did you have to spend much time in Australia for the shoot? Was that sort of your first time here?
Yeah, we shot the whole thing there. I was there for 5 months, had my whole family over there. Two of our kids went to school there.
Yeah, right.
In Adelaide. So yeah, fully. Our eldest turned 8 there on Sunday, and she spent an hour and a half on Zoom on a FaceTime with her Aussie mates.
Oh,
so
that's
cute. Now she's got this little Australian connection to our life and to our family.
What was your take on Australia? Did you have any sort of really Aussie run-ins that were a bit confronting?
Not really, no. I mean, I'm not someone who would be too fearful of stuff like that. I'm not trying to come across like I'm some sort of like like Rambo or something here, but like I'm not someone who's fearful of that sort of thing. And I didn't come across anything. We found a snake in the car one day when we were filming out in the outback. There's a load of kangaroos, and they're not gonna. They're seemingly not the brightest of creatures, although very beautiful.
That's on a national emblem, thanks, before you rip into the kangaroo.
Listen, I don't want to get, cancelled in Australia for my... But I will say, you just have to drive out the outback and look at the side of the road and how littered it is with these animals. I don't know how they don't learn to stay inland a wee bit from the road.
There's a little bit of Darwinism going on, isn't there? A bit of natural selection with our roadkill. I love that a snake didn't seem to phase you in the car, whereas that would send even the best local absolutely to water. Danielle, well, actually to both of you, probably more to you, Jamie, but the lingo, one of the things I loved hearing in the first episode was calling, I think it was the woman who works in the cafe said, he's 2 sausages short of a breakfast. Jamie, what about you? Did you hear anything while you were here that you thought, what the are they talking about?
Well, like everyone has crazy colloquialisms, don't they? I mean, I'm Irish. Like, it doesn't get much more ridiculous than the way we speak often, and we're often misunderstood worldwide, despite our spread, despite how many Irish people are worldwide. We're always battling to be understood. So yeah, I think it's an interesting. I think actually that adds a lot to the show, is that it's centers around an Irishman written by 2 British guys, but set in Australia with loads of Australian characters. It's a real stew of sort of influences there.
Do you guys, this is for both of you, but I'll go to you one at a time. Do you find that you before you take on a role, Danny, I will start with you, before you take on a role like this, do you find you have to watch your co-stars work before you get on set so that you can sort of build a rapport with them and sort of go, oh my goodness, yeah, I've seen you in this, that was amazing?
Honestly, I kind of want to do the opposite. I don't really want to prejudge someone by their work in a strange way. Like, I just want to get to know them on a human level. But I will say, I did watch Bob and Star go to Vista Del Mar like right before I met up with Jamie. And I think the first thing I asked was like, can you actually sing? And let me tell you, he proved to me on the set of The Tourist that he can actually sing and is very good and loves to do it. So
I did see you're in a folk band. Is that true, Jamie?
Oh, like for 5 minutes, 15, 16 years ago, 17, 18, Jesus, a long time ago now. No, for like a hot minute, yeah.
So what you're saying is there isn't an album coming, yeah?
No, possibly not. I've sang in the last 4 or 5 productions I've done. I've sung. It's just one of those weird things that's sort of been happening of late, but not by any kind of plan, really.
Jamie, what about, I was reading yesterday, Lady Gaga was talking about her role in I think it's The House of Gucci is her new film, and she does method acting. And so for the last 18 months, she's spoken with an accent and refused to break character. Now, if I were her family, I'd want to kill her. But is that something you've employed? Because as we said earlier, you play pretty dark characters in some of your roles.
I've certainly carried characters beyond the set, but for very limited time. Like I'm talking, like, I'm pretty good at snapping out of it. I did my first movie in 2005, and I've never worked with anyone who's done that. I have to say, yeah, I've just whatever. I'm totally. Everyone's got their own way of doing it, but very, very few people do that. Very, very few people, like 1%.
Do you think your family would absolutely? I imagine, would your wife just say, "Hey, pull your head in"?
No, listen. If I'm playing a serial killer for 3 seasons of The Fall, like it's not ideal for me to be coming back and trying to stay in that headspace. The reality is, that's work, and you do your thing at work. For me, this is how I and everyone I've ever worked with approaches it. Your home life. I've got 3 young kids. I'm not coming home and not talking to them or talking to them differently to how they think I'm going to talk. That's just personally not what I would think is appropriate. No.
3 young kids, and you did say before you're sneaking off to play soccer. How'd you get that free time?
Kids will be asleep.
Oh, well played.
It's late here, yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Hey, before you go, because I know we're getting the wrap up, just a quick one. James Bond, any interest? They haven't announced it yet.
I've been doing press since September on another movie, and I'd love to be able to count how many times I've been asked about James Bond. Listen, the next James Bond is anyone who is between the ages of 20 and 55 who has a movie or TV show out that people are talking about. That's all it is. It's just whoever is sort of in the current zeitgeist. It's nice. So basically, this is not the first time I've been in the conversation. Anytime I've had a show out or a movie out, that people have been talking to me about Bond. So I would say you're being pretty humble, because when The Rock put his hand up the other day, I think the entire world said, "Mate, you are no shot whatsoever." I mean, that's just being greedy. He has the corner of every market in the
Yeah, absolutely. Hey guys, thank you so much for your time. Absolutely loved The Tourist, out now on Stan.